Something unusual is happening in the financial system right now, and most people are completely missing it. While retail investors are still watching price charts and waiting for XRP to move, institutions and financial planners are already analyzing what XRP becomes after it moves. Not speculation, not hype, but infrastructure. A new report from the Financial Planning Association, one of the most respected bodies in global finance, is quietly laying out a scenario that changes everything. And they're not asking if XRP will be used. They're asking how much of the global system it will handle. Because here's the reality no one is talking about. The current financial system is broken. Cross-border payments are slow, expensive, fragmented, and dependent on layers of intermediaries that drain both time and capital. The report makes something very clear. This system isn't being upgraded, it's being replaced. And right at the center of that replacement is XRP, not as a speculative asset, but as a bridge, a neutral settlement layer capable of moving value across borders in seconds, not days. While legacy systems like SWIFT only send messages, XRP actually moves the money. That distinction alone changes everything. Because right now, trillions of dollars are locked inside Nostro and Vostro accounts just to maintain liquidity across borders. Dead capital, idle, unproductive. Now imagine a system where that capital is no longer needed, where value moves instantly, where liquidity is on demand, where a single asset connects every currency in real time. That's not theory. That's what XRP was designed to do. And here's where it gets even more interesting. The report breaks down something most people completely misunderstand: price. Everyone argues about how high XRP can go, $10, $100, $1,000. But they're using the wrong model, because XRP's value isn't based on hype. It's based on liquidity demand and velocity. If XRP is used to settle trillions in daily transactions, its price isn't determined by market cap memes. It's determined by how much value it needs to carry. Let me simplify this. If XRP handles $5 trillion in daily flows, and each token is reused multiple times per day, even conservative models begin pushing valuations far beyond what most people consider realistic. And that's where the disconnect happens. Retail looks at price history. Institutions look at future utility. Two completely different perspectives. Because while people argue online, financial entities are already exploring integration. Major institutions, global banks, payment providers, they're not debating if XRP works. They're testing how to use it at scale. And this is where the real shift begins. Because once liquidity corridors go live, once systems move from testing to execution, price discovery doesn't happen slowly. It happens instantly. There is no warning phase. No gradual climb, just a revaluation based on real-world demand. And by the time that happens, the opportunity most people are waiting for will already be gone. Now, I want you to think about something. Why would institutions spend years building infrastructure, participating in policy discussions, and testing settlement systems? If this wasn't meant to scale globally, they wouldn't. This isn't a retail narrative. It's a system-level transition. And while most investors are still focused on short-term price action, a parallel financial system is being built in the background, quietly, deliberately, and without needing public attention. But there's also something you need to understand, because this part matters. With opportunity comes risk. As XRP gains attention, scams are increasing. Fake giveaways, AI-generated impersonations, promises of doubling your XRP. None of it is real, and this is exactly how people lose everything right before real adoption begins. So protect your assets, stay in control of your keys, and don't fall for shortcuts. Because in this phase, survival is just as important as positioning. Now let's bring this all together. You are not just looking at a cryptocurrency. You are looking at a potential liquidity layer for a new financial system, a system where value moves instantly, where capital is no longer trapped, where global transactions happen without friction. And the critical part is timing, because right now, we are in the gap. the gap between infrastructure being built and infrastructure going live. And that gap is where the opportunity exists. Once the switch flips, once institutions fully deploy, once the system activates, price won't wait. It will reflect reality immediately. So the real question isn't whether XRP will be used. The real question is, will you understand what's happening before everyone else does?